Binance's chief executive, Zhao Richard Teng, has publicly refuted a Wall Street Journal investigation that alleged the exchange processed over $850 million in transactions linked to a sanctioned Iranian financier. The WSJ report focuses on Babak Zanjani, a figure recently re-sanctioned by the U.S., and claims his network moved large sums through Binance accounts over a 2-year period. Teng called the report fundamentally inaccurate and emphasized that Binance does not process transactions with sanctioned individuals. He added that any flagged activity occurred before those individuals were placed under sanctions and that the company had already investigated the issues prior to the journal's inquiry. Teng also noted that additional facts provided by Binance were omitted from the final story. The WSJ report details how Zanjani's network allegedly used accounts linked to family members and company directors, all operating from the same devices. The report claims that internal Binance alerts were triggered by these accounts, with investigators recommending their removal and reporting to authorities, but the accounts remained active. Binance's internal compliance team reportedly flagged the Zanjani-linked accounts after detecting access from Tehran in late 2024, and most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Those accounts persisted for over a year. The WSJ article suggests that Binance faced internal pressure to act, but did not take the recommended steps. Teng's rebuttal on X highlights the company's stance that it adheres to strict compliance protocols and that the allegations are based on incomplete or misinterpreted data. The dispute centers on how Binance handles potential sanctions evasion and whether its systems are robust enough to prevent illicit flows. The WSJ report is part of a broader investigation into how major crypto platforms manage compliance and risk, especially when dealing with high-volume or high-risk transactions. The report also raises questions about the effectiveness of Binance's internal compliance processes, given that flagged accounts remained active for extended periods. Teng's response is significant because it challenges the credibility of the WSJ's findings and suggests a gap in how the company's internal data was presented in the final report. The WSJ's investigation is not the first to scrutinize Binance's compliance practices, but it does add new details about the alleged flow of funds through specific accounts. The report identifies ZSEX and accounts linked to Zanjani's sister, a romantic partner, and a company director as part of the network. The alleged transactions are said to have moved through Binance accounts with access detected in late 2024. Teng's assertion that these transactions occurred before sanctions were applied is a key point in his rebuttal, suggesting that the company's compliance mechanisms may have been operating correctly at the time. However, the fact that these accounts remained active for more than a year after being flagged raises concerns about Binance's ability to act on internal alerts. The WSJ report also notes that most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Binance's internal investigators recommended removing the accounts and informing authorities, but the company did not follow through. This discrepancy between internal recommendations and actual action is a central issue in the investigation. Teng's response on X is part of a broader strategy to defend Binance's reputation and compliance practices. The exchange has faced regulatory scrutiny in the past, and this latest report could potentially lead to further investigations or regulatory action. The next signal to watch is whether any regulatory bodies take formal steps in response to the WSJ's findings or Binance's rebuttal.